Hi guys and welcome to my review of Shokugeki no Soma chapter 184 that. And this chapter was actually pretty simple. I'm not gonna go through this chronologically because there's no point, I feel like. But we have the reason, finally, why Hayama has joined Central. And we actually don't hear this from Hayama himself. When I first read through this I was like, oh my god, is he not gonna tell us? But then Gin started telling us, so I was satisfied. But basically we get this flashback. And we see that after the Moon Banquet Festival, Hayama and Jun has gotten yet another, what did they call it? A partnership with someone. Because of course they are a research society. They research like spices and stuff. We know like they have found methods of like producing and growing spices that shouldn't be able to grow in Japan. So like the holy basil from the first round of the autumn elections, like the very first round where there were still 60 people. That was a spice that they were like, well, how did you get this spice freshly? And he was like, well, we harvest them at the Shiomi seminar because we can do that. So they research a lot of stuff that's like groundbreaking for gourmet food. But then suddenly all of these partnerships, they start falling apart. Like all their partners call them up and are like, well, we have to call it off, and they don't really give an explanation. And Hayama's just like, what? And then like at some point he starts like, okay, please give me a reason here. And Asami is at the end of the phone and he's like, it's because all the seminars will be destroyed. So yay, that's really good. And then we have a recruitment where Central, aka Asami, is like, Hayama, you're quite talented. You have like a god's nose. I don't think that's the name for it, but it should be the name for it. And we would really want you. And of course Hayama is super opposed to this because you literally just destroyed the research that Jun and I have been working on. This is literally her life. And then Asami's like, well, yeah, but here's my offer. If you come and work for us, you bend your knee to me, then I will let you continue your research with Jun inside of Central. And of course, Hayama, caring more for Jun than anything else, accepts this deal because if Jun doesn't have this, what does she have? And that's just really heartbreaking because before he was acting for Jun and he did everything for her, but everything was also in his own interest. Like he liked what he was doing and he was doing it on no one's conditions. But now he is being controlled by Hayama, not because he or Jun has been brainwashed, just because they're in a position where they can't do anything else. And I really love that because that's just Asami playing the game correctly. He's not brainwashing anyone. He's making sure that they're doing this all of their free will because he gives them the options and they have no other choice but to either obey him and do exactly as he wants to, or disobey him and then be completely obliterated. So that's really cool. We also find out, or more likely we get a clarification, that Jun was actually a part of the Elite 10. This shouldn't come as a surprise, and I don't think this was ever said at any point, but really, like, she was part of the Polar Stardom in its prime, where most of the Elite 10 members came from the Polar Stardom, and I mean, she was a spice nerd, she's quite cool, she was probably a part of the Elite 10. I don't think I've mentioned this at any point, which is really stupid that I haven't mentioned this, but she should be like, she should have lived the Polar Stardom with Asami, because did Asami live in the Polar Stardom? Like, he was the third seed while Gin was the first and Jojiro was the second seed, right? So he must have known Jun. Yeah, I want to see them interact, like really interact, like Asami trying to reminisce about old times or whatever, and then Jun just talking about Hayama because that's all she knows how to do. I'd love to see that. But yeah, this is the reason that Hayama has joined Central, and I like this outcome. I really do. And yeah, as I said, it's Gin who tells Soma the story, and they are in the bath, which is really funny because we get a lot of funny poses from naked dudes. I have always really loved whenever Soma has walked into a bath and Gin is just there doing some weird pose but naked. That's like perfect. Like the first instance that happens in the anime, that's the perfect moment. Makes me laugh every time. But yeah, so we have a lot of like naked shenanigans, very funny. But then Soma kind of just rushes out, still half naked. He runs out in the outside of winter Hokkaido with only like his pants and a coat, but no, he doesn't close the coat and he's like bare chested, so it must be really fucking cold. And he confronts Hayama because he's not really satisfied with this situation. Because yeah, okay, sure, Hayama is doing all of this for June. But Soma just, like, in all reality, he really wants to beat Hayama because he lost to him twice at the autumn elections. Hayama's just, like, really good in general. And yeah, he just wanted, like, a match where nothing else was, like, there was nothing else but them and their food. And for Soma right now, it feels like Hayama isn't even focusing on his food, he's focusing on June and how to keep her as happy as possible by continuing their research. So he's he has this great line where he's just like, stop looking down at people, and we just like see the reactions of Hayama, Gin, and Kuga, which is just like that third phrase, like, oh, which is really amazing. And Hayama's just like, stop talking about stuff you don't know shit about, like, you don't know how the world works, you're naive, stop talking shit like this. And someone just continues to like rile him up and be like, I really wanted a match with you, and he's like, he kind of accuses Hayama for not fighting for the Shiomi seminar to be kept because of course Hayama couldn't really know this because it was Soma who started the whole thing with the clubs being able to fight for themselves after he won over what's his name? Jesus. Why can't I remember his name? Asan! Right. Yeah, so Soma started that and then all of these people could fight for the club, and the Dun RS, the whatever RS Megumi was a part of, and the Cutting Edge RS, they all stayed, and maybe a few more, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so of course, like, Hayama isn't completely at fault, but Soma is really mad that he didn't really fight back because Soma fought with the worst odds possible. Like, he had the judges against him. The judges weren't even gonna taste his food if he hadn't been so, like, main character-ish. Yeah. So, yeah, he's kind of mad at Hayama about that, and Hayama does get really angry at Soma in response to this because he's just like, shut your fucking mouth, I will obliterate you. And then we get into the match. Like, it literally says the day of the match, so that's really cool. Also, it has like, it says that Soma finally faces off against his arch enemy, and I'm just like, okay, calm your tits. Arch enemy? That's a big word. Hayama's not his arch enemy, he's a rival. A rival, not an arch enemy, like, Jesus Christ. Also we have, I didn't mention this at all, but we have, Kuga is still kind of annoyed at Soma for not challenging Hayama to a Shokugeki because that was literally the condition that Kuga had for Soma getting his help. And to be fair, Kuga has helped him quite a lot with giving him the spices and taking him on that bear hunt. So Soma really should do something for him. But as I said, if Soma doesn't challenge him to a Shokugeki, and the condition for him losing isn't him joining Central, I mean, there's no way he won't win because he's the main character, right? So, unless they do something right before the match, this match is kind of already decided because they can't expel Soma. Like, if they expelled Soma, that would be the funniest thing ever because, like, how... It would be, like, the best chapter, and I would do a live reaction because, yeah. And it would be, like, yeah, great. Because I don't know how that would even work. But besides all of that, I do think that Soma will win now because he kind of just declared that all he wants is to beat Hayama. Hayama seems quite upset, and as Soma said, he's not really focusing on his dishes. Like, he's in the lead 10 and all of that, but he is probably more focused on helping June than he is on improving his own, like, cooking skills. Like, that's not saying that he's not improving his cooking skills at all. I mean, they are probably researching a lot of spices and stuff. But I have a feeling that Journey Central might have been a setback for him. One last thing I want to mention in this chapter is the art style, because parts of this chapter takes place in a bathhouse. And that's really good for the male fan service there. I like that. But yeah. We see Soma with his, like, with wet hair, and of course, like, hair does a lot to how a character looks, and while Soma's hair looks kind of cool in the bathhouse, when he's confronting Hayama afterwards, his hair looks really weird. When he says the line, "I'd never lose to someone that pathetic," that panel, his hair looks super weird. I don't know if that's just, like, because I prefer his normal style of hair or because I don't like the way his hair is drawn, but personally I'm not really a fan of that look, so that makes, like, because his expression is just so cool, and then the hair just kind of ruined it for me. Other than that though, great chapter, great art, great fan service. We got Hayama's reasons for doing what he's doing, which I'm very happy with. And I really like the way that the mangaka took it, so good on you. And yeah, I think that was it for this review. Leave a thumbs up if you liked anything that I had to say. Leave in the comments below what you thought of this chapter, and yeah, you can subscribe to me if you want to see more. I also do reviews of One Piece, Haikyuu, and Boku no Hero Academia, so if you are into those, you can subscribe to me, and until next time, bye!